chasing the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop. Stop it up. Don't stop. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop. Stop it up. Don't stop.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate applying my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding dotted line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win in my I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting with the old well, need 100 milli on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this. I can get you through this, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dog. My name is Lane, your crypto road dog, helping you to navigate these crazy interstates that we call crypto, these crazy markets, and the crazy things that happen in them. Folks, below or behind me is the Tangem website, one of the best wallets out there. Only drawback is that, man, you have to have an NFC-enabled phone for this to work for you. But if you have one, this may be the best and the safest wallet that you could ever own. Discount code DWAG up there, should you decide that you want to get one and get 10% off. Here we are on Crypto Bubbles, checking out what's going on our watch list on the daily. Also want to check out the top 100 right here. Blues chips. Nothing impressive right now. Look, Ave's up. You go, Ave. RUNE is up to 357. Guys, are your bags pumping? Do you feel it yet? Are your bags pumping? And what are you doing about it? And what should you do about it? And we're going to talk about that tonight. When should you take profits in altcoins? What's a good time peel off a little bit and pay yourself. Now, I'm not saying take all of it. You can if you want. I don't advise it because I think you'll kick yourself a little later. But you definitely don't want to wait for them to pull back and just ride the roller coaster, do you? Well, believe it or not, there is a time to look at taking profits in altcoins. And if you join me over here in my quad screen setup that I've got, we got Bitcoin dominance, which is coming down, and that's helping our altcoins to go up. People have been taking profits in Bitcoin, selling into altcoins. Down here in the lower right hand, right over here in this area, this is Tether dominance, which is still dropping, kind of leveling out, but dropping. People have still been getting out of Tether and either into Bitcoin or mostly your altcoins. Now, right at the top right screen, you can see why our altcoins have been bouncing, because we broke out of this bearish channel. It's going up. An upward channel is actually bearish. So usually break to the downside roughly around about 64% of the time. And we broke to the upside, and there is a chance that we're going to get a pullback to retest that before we go up. Now I'm going to pull over my bigger chart here, come over to the daily. We're going to flip over to total 3. This is where we are. Let me zoom out just a little bit more. Clean this guy up just a little bit. Get rid of some of these lines that, you know, we don't really need anymore. Make this chart just a little bit clearer. And this little circle is representing this big, thick red line, which is coming in at the top of our channel, because we've had resistance over here, and more than likely at $405 billion. Well, we might get a little bit of a hiccup, a little bit of a pullback as money just kind of halts going into altcoins. That's a possibility that we may be seeing. Now, sure, there is the chance that things will just keep on going bullish, and we will just altcoins will just take off like crazy. They could. It could be a up and down little ride. There are some signs that we got to point out, though. The 100 moving average out here is kamikaze diving over this 200 moving average. This is on the weekly time frame, folks. In a few weeks, that little guy is going to cross over, and that's technically a bearish sign, especially how steep that it's coming through here. Because our other moving averages are way down here. Our 9 moving average is at 340 billion. That's like $70 billion less than what we have. There's always that chance to come back and retest that. And in fact, I would expect that if we get rejected up here at the 200 moving average on the weekly, which it appears that we may be doing, which also lends credence to this idea that $405 billion in the market cap may be the toppy top right now. Because even though we are on a fantastic run that we deserve, you need to be patting yourself on the back right now. You need to be peeling off a little bit or making a plan to peel off a little bit of profit from your bags. Doesn't mean sell all your bags, but come up with a plan. We've got about another $20 billion to come in to help push prices up over the next few weeks. And after that, it's going to be a little freak show, I think. So my suggestion is to follow this closely. And as total 3 eases up to that point, you can come on the Christmas tree candles if you want. But you can see that back in October of last year, that's where we fell down. Came back up in February when things were looking really nice and juicy, right? When everybody said, I think we're in a bull market. I think my altcoins are going to the moon. Aptos is going at $20. That was over here. In April, reached it again, and then we pumped to the downside in June. It was just, like, why am I in crypto right now? Why am I? Because we pumped down to the bottom here. Now, anywhere on the lower thirds of this channel is a great place to enter in and build your bags in altcoins. Will we make it down this far again? I can't say that. as of yet. I'm having reason to believe that we won't, because we got some little trend lines here that should support us. We could come down to about 330 billion. We could lose, after reaching that 405, lose a good 75 billion for something. It all depends on how price acts right here at the 200. And so far we're getting rejected from that because we also have another major trend line for altcoins. I think we go over this a lot. I'm switching back to my regular candles here, to my Hikinachi candles. Most major trend line. Now, in case, let's say this is just a bear trap and all of a sudden we've got this humongous move on the way. Well, it's still a good idea to peel off a little bit when we reach this area to pay yourself. It's just, a good practice. You don't have to. I'm just telling you. Sure, we could be in this big Adam and Eve and get ready to go to the upside. I hope that we are. But by chance that we're not, we're coming down. If you're not paying yourself, I don't know. My plan, I've just been knocking off like 10% of some of the, mostly a lot of my degen bags. Now I've got my big bags packed up on the wallet. Some of them are staking, and I probably will not touch those. Those are the ones that I'm really waiting until we get deeper into the bull market. With some of them in my degen portfolio, some of these swing trades I've been on, some of these positions I've built, a lot of my smaller stuff. Yeah, baby, I'm going to get out of that. And I'm putting my money into something a little bit better. Stable coin, and I'm looking heavily now at making sure that I don't forget about Kaspa. I've got a bag to it, and actually I've added a little more. Robert, that's crazy. You're buying the tops. You're not supposed to FOMO in. Let's talk about that. It feels weird, I will give you that. And you do have a point, but let me show you something else. When a coin goes into price discovery, which is what's happening with Kaspa, as we are just now getting this breakout for a potential nice big parabolic move. It'll take it a little time. Kaspa, if you haven't noticed, is a little bit of a slow mover because it has so many freaking coins like ADA, but the technology and it being a proof of work, fair launch, it's won me over. It has won me over. And I built my bags earlier, so me adding here really just raises my cost of entry up just a little bit. I'm still good. But I am looking, let me explain why. So when you reach an area and it's just like, now let's just draw a line here. Well, let's just take this guy. This was our resistance right here. Let's change his colors so we can see him. Come on, baby. Show us who you are. Okay. This area right here, that was resistance, and we hit it 2 or 3 times and we broke above it. I do expect at some point that we will come back down to right around 5.5 cents on Kaspa. The way the price action is right now, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, because that will kind of mess up our parabolic move that we're trying to get underway, right? Let me come here on the daily. The daily is trying to give us a retest of this trend line, it looks like, and it's just popped right back up to 6.4 cents. It came down as low as 6 cents, that's a fair retest. Flagging out a little bit here on the 4-hour. There is still a possibility that Kaspa could fall. It's starting to get under the 9 moving average on the 4-hour. We could see it come back to the 21 area. Definitely could see it retest 5.9 cents, and I would be totally cool with that. I want to make sure that this area sticks, and that's where it had a little hiccup here before it blasted to the upside. So I'm all for adding to my bags right through here, and as I take some profit from some other coins and kind of what I can't moon bag on my little smaller plays and stuff, I'm going to look at putting a little bit more into Kaspa, building that bag up a little bit more. I really see some great possibility for this that I don't think 6 cents is still a really, really good place to get Caspa, in my personal opinion. When you look at the big picture, it's still a great place to get it. Of course, all the smart ones got it when it was half a penny. And even up 2 cents. I mean, those guys are banging, right? If that was on your radar there, and if you took it seriously and decided to build a bag of it, held on to it, 652% return on investment for that. So shout out to anybody who was in it then. I personally was not paying attention to it then. I just took it as I didn't know it was proof of work, and I'm a big proof of work fan. I didn't know that it was a fair launch like Bitcoin and a very few other coins. I think Decred was also another one that had a fair launch. So I like those. And so Caspa, I think, is one to definitely look on the radar for some much bigger picture. I mean, I got a target. My main target we're shooting for right now is the measured move from this rising wedge, which takes us up to 9.2 cents. But I've got a 10-cent target. That's just the beginning. And Caspa, I'm not trying to shill Caspa. I've got no reason to shill it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and what I'm leaning toward right now. Now this should have been buying it when it's down here, road dog. Well, I was nibbling all the way through here. When it got to around 5.5 cents, I kind of laid off because I wanted to see what it was doing. But now that we bumped up past this place, this is what the big money looks for. When you go into price discovery and you break a whole new level like that, that's where the bigger money will be looking for a pullback, either this trend line or especially maybe later on. I mean, we come up to 10 cents and bounce back. We may do some crazy things. There's no telling. But this side alone will have a lot more people taking this coin a lot more serious as we are now in price discovery. And a lot of people are really starting to tune into the value of Caspa. It's more like what crypto is meant to be than a lot of the crap that we got out here. So that is why I like it. And I'm not the only one. I think you can throw a rock and find a Caspa video on YouTube. So but my take on that, and how high could Caspa get in a bull market? Well, it's worth just kind of reminding ourselves of what it looks like. And I'm trying to find, is this you? Here we go. Let's take a look at XRP. Just over here on CoinMarketCap. 68 cents right now. Now, if Caspa is at 68 cents, that'd be a 10x from now, right? This is at a $36 billion market cap. Maximum supply is 100 billion. This was one of the things that turned me off from Ripple from the very beginning, way back in the day, was just how many coins that they had. And they have them, and Jed McCaleb was just selling millions and millions and millions each month for the last so many years. And all that stuff just suppresses price. Not just because it has a huge supply, but also who has those supplies. And well, you know, they get greedy too and start dumping, and they can move the market. 53 billion coins in circulation. Half of the XRP is still out there, ready to rain down at some point for profit. Let's take a look at Cardano, the beloved stablecoin called ADA, which is at 35 cents. Hey, good for you, Cardano, because you were looking deathly ill at 18 cents, if I'm not mistaken. 45 billion tokens, almost 35 billion in circulation. And we wonder, why is this like a stable coin? Well, there's your answer. But I will give you a word of advice, because I've seen people do this. When Charles Hoskin has an AMA and they write in and says, When are you going to burn some tokens, Charles, and reduce the token supply? He will come out with the most clever burn to say you're an idiot. It is hilarious. That insults him very much to suggest that. So two top 10 tokens have humongous supplies, and they do make gains, but mostly it's a slow burn, baby. It takes a lot to move these humongous market caps. Cardano is currently at 12 billion. Now keep in mind, Cardano got up to $3 there a couple years ago. There's been some more coins released since then, but that's basically put it around an $100 billion market cap there at that peak. Keep that in mind. 100 billion in a bull market for Cardano. The stablecoin that just made its way slowly from 4 cents to 16 to 18 to 28 to 35 to $3 and then back again, all the way back down to 18, I believe. Now let's just take a quick look at Cadena. No, not Cadena. Caspa, I'm sorry. My bad. I got Cadena too, but Caspa's won me over more than Cadena. Caspa's got 28.7 billion maximum supply. It's a lot. Not as much as XRP, thank God. Not as much as Cardano. You know, by about 10 billion anyway, right? Circulating supply is 21 billion. Now that's important to realize for a new proof of work coin here. Because there's not VCs holding this in a big ass wallet ready to storm down on you. This stuff's got to be worked for. It's got to be mined for the rest of it, just like Bitcoin. And a big fraction of it is already out there. And you know, that's a lot of coins to buy up. It's not, you know, it's not as big of a deal buying up that many coins when they're half a penny, right? But now that we're up to 6.5 pennies, well, it's going to slow things down a little bit or make a little bit of a difference. Our market cap is $1.385 billion. Now, let me remind you that Cardano is currently at 12 billion here in the bear market. After a good little pump up, but still 38 cents is cheap for Cardano, let's just face it. Caspa gets to 60 cents when we add another zero to that, when we get to 10 billion. We saw that Cardano can get up around $100 billion market cap last bull market. What if Caspa did that? Caspa would be getting up to maybe $6. If my math in my head is correct. We're adding 2 zeros to the market cap there. That's pretty impressive. Now, if you're buying at just 6 cents and you're lucky to get out if it gets up there, which is a whole nother story in itself, but we could be looking at anything that could give us 20 to 100x return. And I'm just saying, those are the things we want to pay attention to at this point in the market. And so the bigger the bag that you have at the cheaper the price, the easier it is to peel off, and you don't feel as bad when you pay yourself as we start edging up to $1, 60 cents, $1, $2, $3. Who knows? Maybe even $5 or $6. Because it is a very, very, very fascinating project to me. Solving a situation that they have not been able to solve successfully in a decentralized manner. So I'm kind of sold on Caspa. And we could sit here and talk about it all night. It's just flagging out, getting ready for his next move. Not really doing anything yet right now, but going sideways, which makes it a juicy time to nibble for the DCAers. I recommend, if you're not in Caspa, think about it. Not just jumping in, but you know, you can apply a DCA. It's probably the smartest strategy to do with Caspa, since we've already broken new highs, and we will be ranging up and down and whatever. But just as a reminder, its price history here has pretty much been higher highs and higher lows. Until just recently, you know, it's still a higher highs there. But that's, you know, it's still in a strong upward trend, and maybe I'm expecting 9 to 10 cents coming, and I don't mind picking up something around 6 cents, 6.5 cents. So Bobby C is in the house. Glad to have you here. Strega's in the house. Let's come over to the chat. See what you guys are talking about. Oh, look, Bobby C says I sold most of my Bitcoin for Caspa. I believe there is more to make in the alts this cycle. That's an interesting thing to do. I can see the appeal of that. It wouldn't be my choice, but I'm not saying that you're wrong. I do recommend holding on to some Bitcoin, though. I do. It just makes your portfolio a lot easier to manage. But I also like Caspa. Well, I will not do that. I will happily trade my other crap coins for Caspa as they go in the profit, or as I moonbag them and take my capital out and either DCA or look for the big old giant pullbacks on Caspa. Shrega says I missed out on Caspa last December. Well, you and me both. I was not in it either then. I don't even think I was looking at it then. When was December? Oh gosh. Yeah, that was at that half a penny point. Yeah, it would have been an excellent. I don't even think it wasn't even looking at it then. Didn't even know about it. And such is the way it happens in crypto sometimes. Bobby C says we're still early. I think we can hit 50 billion market cap in a couple of years. Oh, you mean for Caspa? 50 billion? Yeah, yeah, I agree. Retest on Caspa be perfectly healthy and bullish. That is totally true. And Bobby says he bought his first bag at a penny and a half, man. Shout out to you, man. Excellent. I cannot remember when I first started. I was nibbling. I nibbled for a while and got just a starter bag like I do, and then it started growing, and my starter bag of Nakamoto games, that sucker's 5x right now. So at 1.5 cents, yeah, Bobby, you're doing great on that one. Caspa will likely be 95% fully circulating in 2027, something like that, which is massive. A deflationary pressure will drop. All deflationary pressure will drop. I think it's a great project. I do. Strega says Floki Safe Moon is still climbing. And I noticed, I saw it earlier. I pulled it up, and yeah, it wicked up above our target. Our measured move there, 65% gain from when we looked at it. So let's pull that up. So pretty cool, huh? That's pretty cool. Daddy needs to take some profits here. That's at a nice juicy level. Let me take a look at. Oh, I didn't want to go 5 minutes. Let's go to the 1 hour here. Road Dog may be taking some profits here, baby. She's still above the 9 there. MACD looks like it wants to come down just a little bit. It's flagging out. It still looks like it can go higher. But you know, I moonbagged this little guy, and my moonbag like tripled or more. So I just feel the need. Hopefully I won't forget that tonight. I'm making a note here. I don't want to it'd take up me too long to do that on the stream, I think. But Loki's Safe Moon, full of surprises there. Watching it down from 54, 51 in this area, or 64. And it is up to, it dropped a 0. So now we got, instead of having 10 zeros, we got 9 zeros. I cannot read exponents. and 24.35. So catching my biggest, I'm not a meme coin person. I'm not, and I'm a very big proponent of having a good use case behind it. But there are meme coins. But the chart was just telling me, man, this little sucker's going to do something, and we got her Adam and Eve and pumped up really high. It's a great place to be taking some profit, especially after it hit that. It's on Pancake Swap, so it's not easy to set a limit order and forget it, right? You kind of have to keep your toes on the swaps and things like that in DeFi. But it's due to come back and probably retest these lower areas now, so it's a good time to kind of pay yourself in that one too. And feel like buying in lower, but a new meme coin that tells it flat out on the website, say, man, we're a meme coin. That's exactly what we are. But getting in on the juicy bottoms before it gets out to the bigger markets and everything, took the shot. It panned out. So congratulations to anybody that got into Floki Safe Moon, man. Them bags should be pumping. Los Doggers. Hey, Marco, what's going up? Obviously, this resetting the stochastic RSI on the 4 hour for the next pump. You're talking about Caspa. I'm still on that chart over here. Yep, stochastic is resetting right there. Not only that, it's already started pointing up. My stochastics are on BMC, the market cipher. Market cipher also comes with the RSI, but it was just too noisy, so I have to pull up my own it's just easier for me to use RSI the way I use it if it's on its own. RSI is still kind of high, still in overbought territory. She's bouncing back up just a little bit. She's at 80%, which is high. That's high. And it got as high as 90 there. Curious to see how this is going to play out. So the stochastics are down, but now once they go down, they can stay there as price goes down. Just something to keep in mind. I'm really looking at this 9 moving average, which we kind of lost, and it looks like we may be trying to get it back. That's kind of a key factor for me. So I'm going to come down to the 1 hour, and we got a battle between the 9 and the 21 here. Can't figure out what to do, and we're getting close to this green cloud. Price is above it now. You can hold that. Lots of noise. There is lots of people buying and selling, people taking profits here, and people just buying it right back up. All these wicks right through here. A lot of, and just sending the sideways here at 6.4 cents. Let's take a closer look at Caspa here, smaller time frame, to see what we might be looking at. We broke trend line and went sideways. Now, she looks like she might actually try to go up a little bit. I don't know. We may double. This may be a sign that we double top, and whether we hit 7 cents or not, I don't know yet. Just breaking that trend line, just something to look at. That means that this big run up that we've been on since, 5.1 cents, that runs over. And now either we start on a new trajectory underneath. It can happen, especially if it's really bullish. Usually price will fall down. It didn't do that. It decided to go sideways. And that's a sign, well, it may come back up to retest that trend line. So we might see some higher ground out of Caspa, but eventually that's going to catch up to it. And then the RSI will kick, or the divergences will start to kick in on these bigger time frames. And we could probably get our pullback then. I fully expect a pullback back to this area about right at 6 cents. And that would be healthy. I think we're starting to see the early signs of that maybe happening, but you're right. Stochastics they have pulled back, and that means that they can go up, but they can also kind of go sideways and flat while price just keeps going down. The MACD can give us a clue on this. 4 hour is not actually crossed yet, and it looks like it wants to. Now, once it does, I'd be fairly certain that, yeah, we'll get that little pullback. But you can't front run this MACD all the time, because sometimes Sometimes it'll do the duck lip thing and just take off, and things will just head back up. So it would be a mistake, in my opinion, to try to front run that. But it does look like we may be getting that. This is shallow cross, meaning that the pullback is not going to be bad. You look at how your averages, the angles of them, and when they're more shallow, the move is not that severe. That's why when on Bitcoin, we were looking at it on that one time frame with the 100 moving averages kamikaze and just coming straight down. That's going to mean something. So I just kind of have to see what it is, but I mean, still, in my personal opinion, anywhere through here is still a good place to start adding to some positions, especially if you got in earlier. But doesn't mean you need to. Doesn't mean you need to. You are buying the top, but you're buying a start of a whole new level. That's the whole principle behind it. And it is risky. It is. It doesn't feel good at all for me to buy Caspa at 6 cents and 6.3 and 6.4. But I'm looking at the bigger picture where I'm like, dang man, 6 cents was an excellent price, dude. Because I think that day's coming sooner than later. Bobby says, I don't care much for memes, but I'm thinking about purchasing a couple of Ks of PEPE. How's PEPE doing? I still got I've got a paper trade. What happened here? I don't have to sign in nothing, Jack. Something just happened to my trading view. Well, I was trying to show my paper trades, but apparently I'm not hooked up right now. Why not? But let's take a quick look at PEPE. People talking about PEPE maybe making a comeback. I'm not sure what happened. What was an exploit or something, or the developer or something happened? Something shot it to hell. I was not keeping up with it at that time. And then we got all the other PEPEs. I don't think I need these lines up there at the moment. Oh, that was a range. That's not a good range. Has to be something else. We got a line down here. It's been a while since I looked at Mizio PEPE. Oh, we got the wrong fib up too. So nice double bottom right there, and then a flag to the top. That's a good sign. Flipping this area right here. So this wick. So we got a new key level here. That's cool. Kind of cuts through all this. This wick, that wick, and where we bounced off of right there. That's our new key level, our new bottom for right now. And what is that? 10,678. That's not counting the 5 zeros before it. So that looks cool. We got a bull flag, a possible bull flag with the breakout. 57% chance that this will break to the upside, which it has. And our measure move, should we be lucky enough to actually attain the full run of that, would be at 18,736. That pretty much gives us a 60% return on investment there if you took the trade like right now. But I'm on the 12-hour time frame. There might be some better buys for it. Who knows? Let's put our measure move. I am also, man, I keep forgetting to do what I need to do. We went over what? Bitcoin tonight? Went over Caspa, Loki Safe Moon, and now we're over PEPE. Makes my time stamping come a little bit easier. going to take this over to the chart room. And this is that folder or the chart room. And I go into trade setups area here. Today, I posted several charts earlier today, and we may want to look at some of those, but some things that I posted quite a few. Cyber, when we looked at last night, Fetch AI, QNT, some trade setups over there from today, and some of them are probably still valid. Doge, RUNE, of course. RUNE's been doing awesome. I think RUNE has already went up from there. INJ, possible 81% gains. If there's a play for INJ, but I think it's after a pullback. Phantom, there's several over there. I'm going to post this one over there. I know we got degens over there in our trading community. Nothing wrong with being a degen. I just advise you kind of corral him in, man, and kind of fence him in a little bit so he don't get too wild. Give him just so much to play with and then let him go wild. That's how I have to treat my inner degen. My MEXC account is my degen account, so I get to go and play around and get in too many coins, spread it out all thin, do the things that could mess me up if I was trying to do it with my whole portfolio. It's my degen plays, and so far my degen plays are up right now. I'm kind of happy. I think everybody's bags are just up right now. So PEPE, we got the 12-hour swing setup. And I'm just going to make that short and sweet. A lot of times when I do get on here, like especially if somebody's asked me a question about a project or something, like someone was asking me about the Phala, and I had some other stuff to do when I came back and told them to chart it, so I did, and I just kind of break it down what I see, and I like to do that. It just takes time, but I couldn't do that if I'm sharing a chart that I'm doing here on stream. But I do like to do that. We just lost all that. I do like to explain things rather than just throw a picture up. But nice possible move out of PEPE. Looks nice. A lot of things are looking good there. And even here on the 12-hour, see the histogram starting to come up to the upside. May get across there. That would be good. It should. If we're getting this breakout, it should. The only thing that I'm just not quite seeing yet is a lot of volume come in. Now we need to see a volume spike, kind of like what we saw over here. All this when we get this breakout. A breakout without volume means that it may that may not pan out. So just keep that in mind. But things look good. Overall, you got the 50, the golden cross here, 50 crossing the 200 on the 12-hour. And you've had a green dot here on the daily saying, let's get ready to go. It actually looks good, especially in bigger time frames. Bigger time frames do look really good to me. Just that MACD, it actually crossed. Did you actually cross? It's duck lipping on us. And actually had a small cross there. That's going to be interesting. That kind of tells me that the breakout may not be that strong. But it's still looking good. I don't think it's going to be quite the move that we saw here, though. It may not make it all the way up to that target. Is there another target that we can pull other than that one, just in case? And I would say right here would be a good one to look at. And that would be our trusted 1.272 fib. That's at 17,215. I'll throw that one out there. That one would give you a 45% return. All right, come back over here to the chat. Hey, Joel Garcia. Well, glad to have you here, my friend. Obviously, it's really a 50-50 at this point. The pullback to 6 cents would be the ideal scenario. Yeah, it would. I agree. Strike up. Strawberry poop. There's that box that just never leaves me. You were talking about Terra, and it's still pumping today. Terra. I actually took some profit on Terra because I had a small bag. My bag was so small. Not a reason to take profit on it, but yeah, I do like Terra. Who has the best chart? I may go with KuCoin on this. It's been a while since I looked at it over here, huh? I've got a chart on it. It must be at MXC. Yeah. Yeah, it hit the target right there. Hit our target. Perfect. So we had the trade set up, and it was even, oh man, but that's not the greatest setup. That would have got stopped out. And or did I move this over? I can't remember. All right, so I'm not going to blast anything. I can't remember what I had on this. It may be on the Telegram group, the setup. I'm pretty sure I posted it over there. And basically what we're looking at is this rounding accumulation and trading with a range. We had this. What was this? That may have been a buy the retest kind of deal. I don't remember. I can't remember what we had there. But yeah, she's definitely pumping. And from this area, did I not have a different chart or anything? That would have been the trend line. That's the breakout. And from that particular breakout, oh, that's 52, up to 64% move there. All right. So we had a juicy buy zone, which it just came down and just rode the top of it. It didn't even come down there. And I've got several charts where, you know, I put my buy zones, maybe been a little too stiff on a few things. This is one, but that's a good sign. If I saw price bouncing off the top of my buy zone, I'm like, oh, looks like a good time to get in. Those are certain fib levels that I use for those. Let's look at this on a bigger time scale here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So this area is holding. That's nice. And we got to bounce off of that key level right there. 0.004. It's going to get a little bit tricky up here around 2.2 cents. All right, let's see what we can come up with here on Taraxa for new information. All right, swing high to swing low, and we pumped up and came back down. We came back down to this area. There's got to be a fib there. I'm gonna have to look at this another way too. But for the big picture, we need to get above the 236 area right here. So we got to mark that. And that's where we're having some trouble right now. Price is above it. So if that holds, that's going to be a good thing. But this is kind of a must do, because if we don't, we'll come back here and we'll range out and do something crazy like another double bottom or something crazy. But if we get above this, then we can start heading up to our 618 and 786 areas, which is these two. We can actually just move this line right here on up. And if you wanted a distant target to shoot for, 3.6 cents would be the one to go for. Your 1.27 fib. Your other one would be 4.8 cents. Those are excellent targets for this whole move. It fits within this move. It's in the same, how would you say, frequency, wave pattern. That's the best way that I can describe it. So this is more like for a longer term play. Shorter term play would have to look at something a little bit different. But I do need to see price get above this. Let's come now to the daily. looking great on our moving averages here for the daily. Do have a trend line here, which is holding, needs to. Tells me that we're probably in a nice little channel, so I would look at this. I would look at this idea, because there will probably be a little bit of a hiccup right over here, and we can probably pull a fib and see some confluence there. So I'm putting this in on candle close, but technically that's probably our halfway mark. And we could extend it up here if we want to just really look for the extremes of the channel. But right now we'll just kind of stick it right there. And this one's got, you know, it's got a solid little line there we can go with. All right, so swing low or swing high to swing low comes right in with our 618 there. So 1.07 cents is where I see us heading for Taraxa, and it may get shot down there for a little bit. I mean, it may get pulled back down to this 236 area. It's 0.0067. So that's the area to watch, and we're not very far away from it. This is the daily time frame, by the way, so it's still got a little bit of play to get there. Possibility for the 786, but I'm really not seeing it, especially with this trend line right here. So we got an intersection right there, confluence, that's the target to shoot for right there. And now we can come down to our 4-hour time frame and see how close we are to there. Money flow coming into the green, stochastics pumped at the top. She looks like she wants to keep on moving. And from here, that'll be another 20%, possibly. And then it should get some rejection, and well, then you just take a Fibonacci from there to there, and then look for this area for a pullback. Well, let's just go ahead and preemptively mark this juicy little area. It's not confirmed. This is me kind of projecting here that if we actually do get rejected here, then the pullback would be at 0.00703, right there in that area. But yeah, she is pumping up and doing nice, doing some nice things. Nice breakout right there. Also got a measured move here we can go by. Put the measure move at the breakout, and it's telling us, well, we're almost right there. And you can get it's a little bit subjected on these measure moves, so remember they're a zone. And everyone's not going to have the exact measurement. That's just a fact. But 0.0097 looks good, and we're almost there. We're almost there. So nice. And do remember that this pattern does have about a 64% chance to come back to retest the area of the breakout, right around 0.006 in that area. That's a possibility too. I'll go ahead and put that one there. Marco says, I'm still waiting on that cast drop 0.058. Whereas going parabolic now, I don't want to see 5.8. If we see 5.8 now, 5.8 was that was actually an area I suggested that put an alarm or put a trigger to actually catch this move so we wouldn't get away from someone. As long as we just don't come back in this trend line, come back into this pattern, we're good. If we come back into this pattern, that changes everything, and that's not good. So to see price come back and this not hold, if we don't see a bounce, we come back in here, man, we could be headed down here and even lower, and most likely lower. So don't want to see that. And that's at our 5.8 level, so it sounds like a juicy buy zone, but if I saw it happen, it would make me nervous. It would make me want to start changing my course of action in CASP if I saw that. So I'm looking just right at 6. just a hair below 6 as possible, just to bounce off that trend line. Bobby, see how to join your community? There should be a link in the description of the video. I need to copy that and put it where so I can put it in the chat. I think I can do pin chats. I'm still new to all this stuff. But yeah, there are links in the description there. It's a maze over there though. There's 2 different areas. There is the lounge, and this is where I like to have most of the conversation, and I'll put, where cool kids hang out and post interesting things. And we also have a bot, an AI bot over here that does technical analysis and stuff. It's pretty cool. Coin Trends bot. And the guy who designed it comes over every once in a while and lets us know about all the new stuff. He added AI to it, and it's just killer. It will give you a lot of information. It does technical analysis. It will help you do a trading strategy. It's really cool, and it's free. It's a professional version. I'm paying for it, but you guys get to use it for free. That's in the lounge, and then I'm telling you, if you go to Telegram, you want to set up folders. It's a must do. That cleans everything up. And then we got the chart room. There's 2 different ones. The chart room, and then this is I found out you could do topics and divide it up into all these different rooms. I didn't know that before I did this. So we got trade setups and then student chart area for people who want to go and learn. And it's not just what you see when you click on there. If you go up and you check out like the videos and the files and stuff, man, you will find so much trading books, trading videos, my videos, and also a bunch of others from trading groups and a whole trading course. I mean, I've got everything that you need to learn how to do technical analysis and trade this market over there, and it's all free. I probably got more than what you will find in a paid information than you will find in a paid group. But there's all these classes. I got an actual course over there that it just goes in depth. It's a little bit older course, but it definitely gives you what you need to know to be successful in this market. Oh, Bobby says, never mind, I figured it out. I'm a little late to the game here on my chat. Oh yeah, I think I got some links on my page too. I can't remember, the instant links, whatever they got. Bobby says, I put a link in the trade setups on Telegram for a video of Caspa on testnet 11. It's insane and will be launched on mainnet soon. Okay, cool. And I think I went over everybody there, right? Okay, cool. Guys, tell me, does the disco ball and the lights, does it throw too much distraction up there? All right, so RUNE is another one of my favorites, which is turned into a nice bag. And she's coming in at 360. Now, this would be a good time for me to pay myself out of RUNE. It no doubt would be. And I may consider doing that. I'll just have to evaluate that and see. Remember, we are still looking for that total 3 market cap to get about 400 billion to really kind of sink things in. But it is at the targets that I had. It went up to 289, and then our main target 360 got hit. Didn't look like it's going to do it, did it? It did it, baby. That 272, I'm telling you. You need to add that to your fibs. This was the measure move that got us to this one. What did I digress? I measured it different. I'm trying to prove that I had a 272 measure. And now I can't prove that. Which just gives me another target. So I'm going to put 384 because I trust my 272s. I'm taking it from this swing high to this swing low. Oh, it was a 2.7. It was my cheater. I think that's what it was. Was it my cheater? No, it wasn't. Okay, so I cannot remember for the life of me how I got that target, but it hit right on the nose. So whatever it was correct for this moment in time on the daily chart. It nailed it perfect, and I can't sit here and tell you how I got it. I do have another target that I just laid out for 384, so I think we're still going up. That one should actually hit a 127. So Rune looking nice and juicy. How did you get that target, man? Unless we were looking at, that may be it. Or maybe it was Confluence, but it's lining. No, it's not lining up with that wick. Guys, I don't know. I don't know how I got that perfectly hit target. That means I can't replicate it exactly. It may just be a fluke. But Rune is one that I really like, and you know, you see this guy go up to what, $16, $18, $20. So I may peel out some profit, but it won't be much. It'll probably be like 10% of my bag or something crazy, just to catch something as it comes back to the downside. But I got a target at 820, and that's more of the Rune territory I'm looking for, really. I'm definitely in moonbag territory, though. It's time to look at the bags, man. Time to look at the bags and start working your strategies. And that's what I got to do tonight and over the next couple of days too. Figure out exactly where and how I'm going to take profits, and then what I'm going to do with those profits. I recommend everybody else to take a look at their bags too. Bobby says, I like the additions to the screen, extra entertainment. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. A little bit of hopium. So Rune has been pumping up, so that's beautiful. A little fireworks celebration there for Rune. I gotta write you down too. Guys, if you got anything you want me to take a look at, just let me know. Put it in the chat. We'll take a look at it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep going over some stuff. It's been popping off like A0's up to, it got up to $1.14. Everything is just on a tear. Shout out to Charting Crypto. He's the one that turned me on to this one. He hadn't reached out to me and asked my opinion on it, and well, I never would have got to know him or got to know A0. Charting Crypto's a good guy. He's definitely a good analyst. Actually, I highly recommend him. I really do. He's down to earth, solid, and he's not for just telling people what they want to hear like so many of the self-proclaimed gurus with their paid trading groups like to do, man. It just tells you as it is. I guess, I don't know. I have a lot more respect for people like Charting Crypto than I do people that they're not transparent. I see a lot of these trading group guys, and they're not really mentioning that, hey, they made all their money from the freaking trading group. And you see them as throwing $25,000 here, $25,000 on this trade. I'll just sell around the $5,000 here. Well, yeah, and make it look like they just traded their way to all the success. That's not how they did it, baby. That's not how they did it. Not how it happened. Road Dog, you sound a little miffed at trading groups. I just think trading groups, they're aimed at the new people that don't understand the market, and they prey upon those people in the most positive kind of way. There's really not much to them, I'm telling you. But, you know, it may be the kick in the pants people need to get motivated to join a group and pay $99 a month just so somebody tell you, you got to get to work, you got to study all this, and you got to learn all this, and just set you with some boring videos to watch. So that's usually how it works. There are all kinds of good communities out there. Natoshi, she used to be Natalie Bit Consensus, used to hang around her group a lot. Her Telegram group's a free one. Good community, seasons traders, people out there helping out each other, answering questions. It's what I love. You don't have to have a paid group to get that. And that's the biggest benefit that you will get, this exchange of information among a community. So I see A0 can probably get some resistance up here about $1.20 as we retest this trend line. From there, we got to see what happens, but it does look like we may have bottomed out here, may just kind of trade sideways. She's going to run into a little problem there, but the biggest thing is on the daily, we're above the 200 moving average, getting a nice 9 moving average cross over that. Technically, that's a good. It's just that this little guy's going to be a hiccup. I don't see us just bullishly breaking to the upside, although if it does, that's awesome. But usually what you'll see in these cases is that, you know, there'll be a little rejection there, and then it'll start working its way off on a, you know, a new trajectory. So maybe that's what we'll see. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. But right now, A0 just went parabolic from 74 cents all the way up to 114. Pretty awesome move of about 55%. So if you got A0 bags, it's looking up, baby. It's looking up. And especially if you bought them down here. Yes, are doing good. Take a look at waves. Haven't looked at this one in a while. I do have a bag of this. It is, I wouldn't say it's one of my bigger holdings, but it's one that I have for a while for anticipation because it's a pretty interesting trading coin. And let's pull this little guy up here, see what we got on trend lines. Technically, you could say we've not broke out from the extremes there. And it is definitely a descending type triangle. And on the bottom, you can see these break up to the upside. Kind of make like a triple bottom scenario, something like that. You could also view this, we have this V-shaped, and then, you know, we could be making a longer bowl here for an Adam and Eve. So price action could kind of just fall back in and then just, actually that looks very possible. Something along those lines till we confirm an Adam and Eve and then get our breakout bottom. That could be cool. Waves has been kind of a slow mover, but she got down to 146. She's at 207 right now. Anybody that was in on these bottoms of these moves, you're doing good, but you do really, really good on waves when it starts getting back up here to these nice juicy areas where it last got up to $64. Now let's look at the overall picture of this, that we made a high and then we made a higher high. I just think that's very, very cool. Did something remarkable, did the bear trap, and this went crazy nuts. And now we just flatline bottom. So I mean, just taking a move to the 236 area that we must get above for further upward action on the Fibonacci, that's $16, man. That's an 8x from here, where it is right now. So just throwing that out there. And $39 is our 618 Fibonacci area. And remember, 68 was the high the last time, and it's sitting at $2. So if you're out there wondering, man, what coins can I get in that's going to actually do like those 25, 50x's? Well, that's what we're going over tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Outside of Caspa, we got some of these old school coins that should perform very well. And even us doing this Adam and Eve, we got a measure move from that too. right up here against this neckline. It has to confirm. It's a possible Adam and Eve. Until it confirms, it is just a possibility. It is just a dream in our imagination that is not played out and may never play out. That's why a lot of the gurus I know just kind of always call things out way ahead of time, and sometimes they'll wait for confirmation. And then those times that doesn't play out, to the people that know TA, it kind of makes them look stupid. To the people that don't know TA, they just look like they know everything. 5.43. And if I can do nothing else and teach people the basic TA so that they can avoid all the scammy fraudsters out there, I consider that my mission in life on this channel. That is actually one of the main reasons that I started this channel, just because I see such much sloppy information out there. Just from a certain few. Most people are pretty decent, but there are a few out there just doing some really sloppy work. So 543 is a very solid target. Longer term play on the 3-day chart here for waves. Don't forget the measured move, which we can put at a breakout. We're going to guesstimate it here. Actually, I want to put it down here. I really think that we may get a pullback and eventually we just kind of have to guesstimate. Adjust it after we actually get a breakout. But looking at 471 for the measure move. Chuck Baller's Time NFT. Hey, haven't seen you before, man. Welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you. Haven't been here before, haven't seen it before. We usually start out with Bitcoin and then move over to the altcoins. And if you got something you want me to look at, you just throw it in the chat and we get around to it. Other than that, I'm usually got a little list that I'm going through, and we just talk about all things crypto here, trying to find the next gem, trying to find some good investments, some good trades. Bobby C says you should really look at that video that I put in the chat, so you can have a look at how fast the blocks move at 10 BPS. It's fascinating. I'll do that. I'll take a look at that. I've been hearing a lot about the block speed and even how it's getting faster. Caspa's really, yeah. The more that I look at Caspa, I mean, I see huge potential for it. Haven says, can you look at Ether? Yeah, we sure can. It's one that I don't get around to enough here. Where's my? I should already have it charted somewhere. I have not looked at this in a while. That was some kind of GAN thing, and then we went down from there, and I think it was supposed to have done that. I can't remember. I do study WD GAN techniques every once in a while. It's complicated. It can get complicated. The most important thing that you need to know about your TA is keep it simple. The simple works best. You can make it as complicated and as hard to do this as you want, to take up all your time to figure out if you need to get in or get out here and what you need to do. But the simple is the best, and that's why I love the patterns. Patterns make it simple. I mean, you can count waves, you can do the Wyckoff up thrust and last point of support and all that stuff. You can do the shark ciphers and the Gartleys and all that. But the patterns just make it easy to know, hey man, you can get in here and you can get out right here. Let's do it that easy. So several different things to look at here. We could have a failed. There's lots of things that we could say patterns inside here. The biggest thing that really matters is just the outside pattern that we're in, which is more of a rising wedge for this section here. I'm on the 3-day chart, by the way. The last pattern we're looking at on the inside is the bullish megaphone, where it's pointing to the downside saying, hey, you need to come up from there. That's how I look at this. And we got a breakout from there. That's got a 55% chance to break to the upside, which it's 72% chance to break to the upside, which it has. A couple of different ways we can do some measured moves. A more conservative one would be right there. Should take us back up to the top of this bigger place right there. So we may get some rejection at 2144. That's a pretty decent target. I've got a measured move from previous that has not been hit yet. Let me go ahead and throw that one in there. On this 3-day chart, and that's at 1989. And that's why I need to mark why they're measured moves. So let me go ahead and do it for this one while I remember what it is, because I can't tell you what the other measured move is from. That's my shortcomings. I'm trying to change that. So measured move. And I'm just going to put megaphone because it's a lot easier, right, than opening broadening pattern, which is what they're known as over on Thomas Bukowski's pattern site, which I think a lot of you guys are, got hair going in my mouth everywhere. I think most of you guys have you seem to have a fairly good grasp of basic TA and things like that. I think most of you do, and makes me feel very blessed just to have you guys hanging out here with me. But for those of you that do not, and not only, you know, do I have some information over on my Telegram channel and things like that, really cool people over there, I highly recommend Thomas Bukowski. He is the OG, the pattern. He's the GOAT for pattern trading. This is the guy that came up with those statistics that you hear. A falling wedge breaks through the upside 68% of the time. Thomas Bukowski. The only problem is that a lot of these guys keep saying that, well, whatever pattern breaks to the up or downside 68% of the time, and it doesn't. But if you want the actual statistics, well, you come over to Mr. Bukowski and he will give that to you. Like the broadening patterns that we're kind of looking at, this is not the exact same one, but he'll tell you this one breaks out 55% of the time to the up. It breaks upward 55% of the time. This is not the one we just looked at, though. This is what I thought we were looking at, but it's not. But if you want the actual, if you want to do it right, go over there. But in my Telegram group, I do have some cheat sheets and things like that. I got one on triangles like this right here. Over here to your right, kind of breaks down the simple things on triangles. I've got too much stuff over there, so you can't see it all, but all that stuff is available over on the Telegram group too. Need I say it's free? It's a free group. All right, so ETH looking good, man. Looking good to me. 1989. I see 2157. It's on the table right there. I mean, I would. This measure move here has little importance to me anymore. I'm looking at this one up here. That one makes the most sense. And even have a larger target at 2413. And is this a measure move that we just did? I think it is, right? And if we do get a breakout out of this pattern, may not happen. I think we'll actually get rejected here at the top and maybe come down for a partial decline and then try to work up. So maybe a pullback up there, but man, it looks like it's a possibility for 32,000 ETH on the horizon. It's not coming anytime real immediately soon, but that after we break to the upside of this, if we do, that could be what we're looking at. And so are we going to break to the upside? Well, considering what we got going on these moving averages on this 3-day chart, looks pretty juicy. We already had our golden cross right here, 50 crossing the 200. That was technically your buy signal. Doesn't mean buy now, it means buy the next pullback. So it did pull back after that cross, where to 1724. Now we got the 9 moving average crossing the 200. It's bullish. It's bullish. Breaking through a red Ichimoku cloud. 2157 around the corner. Bang, my ETH bag's gonna be pumping. And this is total too. This is crypto market cap with Ethereum. Kind of in the same type setup, so for it's already reached that top. This one, are you gonna break to the upside? Are you gonna go up? You gonna break out? I think you should. I think you really should, because you got kind of this head. Man, I've been waiting on this pattern to play out forever. Forever. Man, we were looking at this months and months ago. Possible inverted head and shoulder forming. Came down here. Almost, it was, remember, I kept stressing it's possible. It is not going to play out until it's confirmed and comes back to the top. What did it do? It grew another shoulder. So technically, I mean, it is still a head and shoulders. It's just taken this left shoulder a long time to play out. Now we got confirmation up here. If this breaks out with Ethereum and altcoins, this is spelling some good news. Might we get well above that 405? We talked about the possibilities. This is the first sign that I'm seeing that may actually happen. Bumping us up total to $867 billion. Folks, that's another $250 billion coming into Ethereum and altcoins. It's worth looking at total 3 one more time here. That could change my view on how I look at total 3 now. Because earlier, right in the middle of the stream, I was saying when it gets to 405, that's when we should probably look at taking profits because we're in a range. What I just saw there just makes me want to look at this all over again. This trend line still holds weight. So this guy is an issue because we lost it, we broke it, and it's a big deal. Now I'm trying to line him up nice as I can. And depending on how you draw that, man, it's so subjective because it is so far out there, but it does look like I'm catching this corner there. Okay, that looks good to me. Drawing it from this way, we're already broken back into it. It's always good to go back and just recheck things every once in a while, in my personal opinion. Okay, that's a solid trend line. I've got my touches. That's valid. And that does let it fit here. Retest broke out, retest broke back in. This is good. I don't think I saw that earlier. Can I go back and see what I had before? Let's put the rewind on here. Let me see what I was looking at before there. Okay. I'm a little tighter of a move there, but we did break up to the top side. Okay. It's really more like this, and we're already there. Oh crap, I can't go back now. Or can I? All right. So I want to remove all that stuff and go back over here. So it's starting to look like oh man, that is so. That's a big deal. So do we have an inverted head and shoulders here, just a sideways one? I don't want to rule that out. And that looks to be the case because we were looking at the same thing over here on total 3. Expecting that to come up and confirm here, and it didn't. It came down, but now we got a confirm. We've actually got a head and shoulders. It's slanted, so you know they're not as strong as the other ones. And you can also look at this as a triangle because that's basically what it is when you zoom out. So I'm flipping up my story here a little bit. I still do see us going to 405. That's not changing. That's still a range that we've got to get above. Because that's a key area for us. It just is this 400 405 area. So I'm not getting away from that. That's still very valid. But we've also got a nice little pattern set up that could be showing a sign of a much bigger move coming to altcoins. So you definitely don't want to be selling out of your positions all the way right now at all. And several different ways you can look at this too. Also the channel breaks to the upside. That's actually more accurate for what we've got going on here. So this is about to give us a clue what we can expect out of our altcoins here. With this confirmed inverted head and shoulders. Which is bullish. Don't know why it's red. Let's take the measure move from here. Pull it straight down to the peak. Put it right at the breakout. Our measure move says that we could be getting up to 525 billion just in altcoins alone, minus Ethereum. So another 125 billion coming in. I like that. This is on the 3-day chart. I'm coming to the daily. I just want to check my indicators real quick. We're above the 9. Everything looks good. About to get a golden cross here. I'm leaning toward this. I am leaning more strongly toward this, but we just still need to get above 400 billion, and it looks like now, from what I'm seeing, that we got a stronger chance to get above there. 200 moving average is also coming in on our measure move. That's giving us confluence that that's going to hit. I am officially predicting a freaking big run on altcoins over these next, man, not the next few weeks, not just November. I think November is going to be a juicy week, or juicy month for altcoins. It's shaping up for that. Wow. Okay, so that's making me a little bit more bullish on altcoins. Not as tempted to take as much profit at these times. I'm not going to rush my profit taking. And that also means that our bags, our favorites like Caspa and all of them, have a lot more to run up, and I think we're going to see more success hitting our higher targets on our altcoins. Another one I want to bring to your attention, I bring it here all the time, but JN was asking me about some coins that I thought were good for bigger moves, and I can't help but to drive home DCR, Decred. We're at these areas where last time it took off and moved up to $250. I can do it again. It's a proof of work POS hybrid coin. Not exactly a Caspa, but it's got some cool features on its own. 21 million limited supply like Bitcoin. Sitting at $14 right now. Just now popping out my juicy buy zone, and that's just the dark horse that I'm playing. Got a bag of that packed and ready to go. Doesn't mean you have to. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a good opportunity, I'm trying to throw them out there for you. Injective protocol coming up, getting rejected so far at our top target here at 1757. This top trend line is giving it some rejection. More than likely, we will get a pullback from this. I'm just saying. And so I've got a trade set up for that pullback to that area. Oh, no, that was for this whole move here. That one already played. This trade's already over and done with. Right? Or did I set that up? My memory is so bad. There's a chance we could come back and do this again. That's what I'm trying to say right here, folks. There's a chance that we could come back and do this again. I'm on the weekly time frame. Let's come down to this 3-day. We could get rejected here, come back, retest this trend line or lower, but most likely here, got the support resistance area. Play that whole thing again, coming back up to this area. So a pullback to $10 could happen, but then again, you know, total 3 takes off like crazy. Could we possibly have some more parabolic activity out of these altcoins? Could we break to the upside and then go super parabolic? It's possible. It just looks like it really needs to take a little break before it does it, my personal opinion. INJ, the bag that almost got away from me, that I was lucky to start getting into at $3.50, $4, because I missed it at $1.50. I missed it at $2 at its bottom over here. I meant to remember to get into it, but I forgot it until we got up into these areas. Man, am I happy that it felt like I was buying the tops then. It did. I was like, I don't want to buy it at $3.50. I want to wait for it to come down. And you have to fight those things at points, those voices in your head, because those emotions sound logical. It's too high. You're buying a green candle. I mean, it goes against your emotions. Will even slap your rules in your face. But you can see there's a point where you got to buy high and sell higher, and that was definitely one of them. Went from under $4 to almost 18 now. INJ doing some big things. You guys remember VeChain? You guys remember that one? Now this one's an oldie but goodie that has a very good history of just doing some astronomical climbs. While last time we were around these areas, we went all the way up to 28, almost 29 cents. Fell back to around 5-cent area. Ooh, that was a big drop right there, right? From April just down to July. Lost 78% in the middle of the bull market. This one pulled back 78%. Oh, talk about hurtful if you didn't take profit. That's why you need to try to remember to take profit. Easier said than done, I will give you that. Because those emotions will fool you to think that they're logic, and they will lie to you. Then it bumps back up 200%. This coin makes people wealthy. This is a coin where you see $500 turned into a crap load. So it is definitely a bag of mine, and I'm glad to see that it's starting to push up, and I'm looking for it to come up to this 200 moving average area, top of this trend line area, and we can probably actually extend it a little bit more. Yeah, that's a little bit, that's weird wicking out, but I'm going by these wicks over here in bodies as best I can. 2.68 cents. And our moving average is coming in right now at just right under 2.5 cents. We are at 2.1 now. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, but 20%, 30% move up. And if you've been in this, especially buying it at 1.5 cents, somewhere through there, you know, that could be almost a 60% move for everybody that got into it around the bottoms. And I like to buy the bottoms of trend lines. That's just how I've learned to play this game. Now VET looks to be also doing a type of double bottom. It might even be an Adam and Eve. It's just a little bit pointed. It could qualify for that if it confirms. Either way, Adam and Eve or any other type of double bottom still does give us a measured move that could be taking us right up here to this area. Got a little confluence with these wicks over here too. Let's just go ahead and line that up there. By color in blue, I think I'll remember that's a measured move. That's at 4.4 cents. Now from where we are currently, getting all the way up there is 115% return. I'm still looking for us to get up to 20 cents and things like that, though. Do that 10x, baby. You know you can, and you know you can do more. VeChain, if you don't have it, you might want to look into it. Consider it. An oldie but goodie. A nice solid play that does like to make nice, big, heavy, hard, fast running, money pumping gains. And I highly recommend it. Q&T is suffering from just not knowing what the hell to do. It wants to go up. It's trying to go up. I've got way too much stuff on here. Let's take a new look at Q&T. Okay. So trend line, not the most perfect trend line either, but that's a good sign. Not curving around, not quite getting there. 149 seems to be a little hiccup area for us, and also at 189. Just setting up some horizontal resistance, looking to the left and finding those areas. If you're new to TA, this would be one of the very first things that you learn. And it's easy to do. And you look at this from level to level. And right now we're still within this level one here, and we can break up and go on this level, maybe, or even above it. Now we're just kind of looking at the patterns that we got. A little bit of a falling wedge type pattern there. It does have a breakout. Conservatively would take us right back up to this area. Let's get the full extent of that little guy. Not as likely to to hit, but it does have confluence right with this top wick right over there. So there is some confluence for that move at $223 possible for the measure move of the pattern that we're now breaking out of, but we just don't have the volume that we need to see for this breakout on the weekly. Maybe if we come down to the daily, we'll see a little bit more. While we're on the daily, let's take a look at our moving averages and get their input, because they kind of like it. We broke out and then we flagged, did our retest. She's ready to go. Moving averages are looking nice. Money flow starting to come to the upside. Market Cipher likes it. All the indicators come to the upside, even riding on the green dot there. Q&T, it's about time, baby. It's about time you do something. We got a flag here that breaking out of right now on the daily. And this bull flag also has a measure move for some shorter term traders just getting in right now to $100, $103. Set a target at 128. And that would be a nice little trade setup from where we are now. It's right around 128, letting you put a tight stop loss right underneath the 200 moving average. That's a 3%er right there. You can't get much tighter than that. 7.33 to 1 risk reward ratio. 22% gains. Share that one with the group there. And there's the link to the video. And I'll check that out after the stream. This video of Caspa at 10 blocks per second on mainnet 11 before it drops. So QNT daily chart. Let's see, our sell target was what, 120, 127.55. All right, so we got that trade posted over there. Oh, Floki Safe Moon, are you still going up, baby? You do that, you do that. Still think it's a good time to peel off a little bit of profit on that little guy. Tell you what, time just flies when I start looking at these charts, man. Hey, Moo Man's here. How's it going, Moo Man? Haven says, just praying for an altcoin rally. And that's about it, Strega. After looking at total 2 and then reevaluating, it is looking like you may get your wish, Haven. Bobby says, had you checked Tau bit tensor? Did I check it? What did I just now did Q? I'm trying to make a list of these things too, and I keep forgetting to write them down for my timestamps. I can't remember what I looked at before Q and T. Tau. I don't think we did. Or if we did, it was briefly. Yeah, but she's been pumping, hasn't she? Makes me wish I had bigger bags of that. There, I should have bought more at 50 bucks. She's up to $120, man. I think we did look at it. I don't mind looking at it again, though. Very similar to what we just seen with the bear trap of a channel, and then we kind of get a megaphone pattern. Which, these only have a 52% chance to break to the upside, and we're at the tops of it right now. So measure moves that got hit. We can take these off now. Shout out to Tau. It has done exactly what it's supposed to do. So you guys remember when we pulled this up on the streams before, and we'd be down in these areas, and I mentioned, hey man, trend lines up. It seems like it's impossible, right? You're like, I don't see how in the world it will ever get there. And it's easy to think that because you spent months down here, $50, and maybe getting a peak up to 68 or something like that, and then boom, it does what it's supposed to do with the pattern. Crazy as that seems, man. Did I mention Thomas Bukowski's site over here about pattern trading? That's where you go for the real alpha, not the YouTubers. Don't listen to the YouTubers. They give out wrong information, and even sometimes I misquote some of the things over here. If you want the solid information of how pattern trading works and what the patterns are, easy index over here. This is the best way to learn. He goes over measure moves and everything. Thomas Bukowski is free, although I do recommend his books if you can find them. They usually get kind of rare and get kind of pricey after the edition sells out, though. I think I paid $350 for one of his books. The chart pattern encyclopedia is excellent, and there is a PDF copy on where? On the Telegram group for your convenience. So we've looked at this measure move, or the megaphone before. I got a measure move going up to $204 possible for Tau. If we get a good breakout, it's possible, but it's not for sure. She's poking her head through there. If we got if we broke out above this, it would go crazy. I'd be looking at $206 as a small target. I think there would be something even higher up if we were to break out this way. Just throwing that out there. Chances are more likely that we will come back down maybe to $90. Just being real with you. If that's how this pattern should play out. Doesn't mean it necessarily will. Maybe we'll shoot up here and then go for a moonshot. But normally we'll get rejected there, come back down to this area here, a partial decline, and then start trying to work our way up. So I'm just throwing that out there. If it does, and you're not in Tau, and it comes down to these areas, where is this? This is just at $100. Even coming back down to $100 might be a good place to pick some up. But I'm telling you, man, look at this on money flow though. This has got me wondering, since it poked its little head through the wall there of our trend line. I mean, it weakened it. That means it has a better chance of actually breaking to the upside. That's what Caspa did before it actually popped off too. Kind of weakened the wall and then popped through. I'm just bringing that up because on this indicator, it's a Market Cipher or VMC, the free version over on TradingView. The best part about it is the money flow, and this is the money flow in the red. And it's starting to come up, and now it flips green. This little bar down here kind of simplifies it for you. You see when it's in the red, and you see when it flips green. When it flips green and keeps going up, things are going to be moving. And that's one thing that makes me think, hey, it's got a fighting chance to actually break up to the upside. But typically, just be aware that's normally not what happens. That's normally not what we see, but here on the daily, this Ichimoku cloud being on green and little and spindly is cheering it on, saying, I got your back, baby. You do it. I got you. So if what we're seeing on total 2 is playing out with that inverted head and shoulders, and even on total 3, I'd prefer to just look at total 3. If that's what we're seeing, we may see that upward breakout on Tau. We may see some of these altcoins just truly go like a mini altcoin season. Now, we looked at Bitcoin dominance briefly, and it's falling, but man, we're getting some big moves for as little as it fell. When it fell over here, did you see all this? Altcoins going to the moon? No. A lot of it has to do with our dollar, the DXY falling a little bit, but look what we got on Bitcoin dominance. This is a bearish pattern, and we're starting to break to the downside, which the more Bitcoin dominance falls, the better off our altcoins are. So things are pointing toward, I don't know if I would call it a mini altcoin season. It's better than what we've normally experienced for little runs in this, bearish part of the market. But what we're experiencing now is just the tiny, tiny taste of a bull run. Just the tiny, tiny taste. Like just the first step of a, of a 20 or 50, step staircase to the top. We're just getting that little tiny taste, and it's good. It feels good. It's a good thing. And that's why, we just advocate on when things are at the bottom, building those bags. When we're down here in these areas in accumulation, we should be accumulating with the whales, building the biggest bag as we can, so that as we sell off, as the price starts going up and altcoins start going off, taking off, peel it off and pay ourselves. Recirculate that money, do something else with it. Crazy thing is, I don't see how this can play out, but on a much bigger picture here on a weekly time scale, a possible Adam and Eve double bottom for Bitcoin dominance, how could Bitcoin possibly go up near 100%? What would have to happen in the world for Bitcoin to reclaim nearly 100% dominance and make altcoins look like just the wrong choice? Could it be regulation? Could it be adoption? I don't know. We're not there. It's just a scenario that looks like it could be on the table, but hard to imagine how that would happen. But then again, it's hard to imagine a lot of things, and then they do happen. Have we looked at Synverse? I meant to look at Synverse because Synverse is doing some stuff. Remember Synverse?
It doesn't even make sense.
It's a gaming coin. I'll give you that. Cool game though. And like I said, I'm not big on games, but I think this one's got the possibility to do some good things here. I think the hype will be behind this one because it's just a game that people would want to play. And it looks like we're trying to break out here, but Synverse is come up. The biggest thing that we were looking at as Synverse is, I was saying, for more upward action, man, we got to get above this 5.5 cent area right in there. I think I even lowered it to 5.3. It looks like we've done that. We come to a daily time frame. Synverse is starting to look really yummy for more upside, and I am tickled to death. I want to see this thing get to at least $0.015 or more. And it's got a lot more to grow. I really believe this one's been at the. It's still a good time to get in. I'm just telling you, anywhere under a penny, I think is a good place. But getting a breakout here and got her crosses here, 9 moving on the 200 on the daily. She's starting to move. The biggest thing is that we passed over this key area right here. I'm gonna blow this little guy up big. And as long as we can hold support above there, it's upside. And we've got to get our next target has got to be 0.016 because we got to get above that. Have to get above that 236 Fibonacci if we want to see some more upside, right? In Synverse. And so there's a trade here just even to that, which gives you 129% return on your investment. And you can set a tight stop loss underneath that candle. I'm here on the daily, right? Now, personally, 17% is too big for me to put a stop loss. But as if I FOMO in here at the current price, but put a stop loss. I didn't think 14% is too big, but 123% to the level that we've got to come up and tap, that we've tapped before. It's got to go up there and get above it for more upward action or get rejected there. So I see a bigger move coming for Synverse, and a lot of these gaming coins are really starting to pop off. And did I not write that one down? We looked at Tau. We looked at ETH. Bobby C says, I've been looking at the Telegram. Very interesting. Thanks for everything. I'm off to bed. All right, man. Have a good one. Moo Man says, been looking at more and more PROPC for my real world asset play. I think RWA and AI will do good during the bull run. Not sure what PROPC is. Oh, it's actually a token? I'm going to go with this over PROPC on BitGet. It may be I didn't know if you were talking about a real world asset. For my real world asset play, I'm looking for more PROPC. Okay. I didn't know if you were still talking about crypto or something. It looks like you are still talking about crypto. I have not heard of this. That sounds a little bit interesting. So we're looking at prop chain. Did I have the right thing? Ooh, nice. 100 million? Took back some supply? 6.9 million circulating supply, $14 million market cap. That looks juicy. How old is this guy? It's about what, 6 months old, something like that, back in May. And this one's not going to tell me anything about it. We've got to go to CoinMarketCap. PROPC. Now it says it's got a 10 million market cap over here. It's interesting to see the differences. Total supply 90 million, maximum supply 100 million. Let's see what it does. It's on Uniswap and BitGet. PropChain is a Luxembourg-based organization that specializes in tokenization of real estate assets with subsidies in Lithuania and Dubai. Ooh, I like Dubai. To facilitate its operations. PropChain enables users to invest in fractionalized real estate strategies and assets. That is cool. That one is worth a deeper look. I'm to write this on the post-it note that I never look at any other time except for when I write things on it. That looks really interesting. I like the tokenomics. I want to take a bigger look at that and probably try to look at this on tomorrow night's stream a little bit deeper. Let's look at the chart though. Chart looks interesting. Double bottom situation going on right there. Gives us a trend line. Also gives us a channel that we can kind of play with. Since we got the angles to the dangles. Boom. Oh, look how that wick and that matched up perfectly. And we can do something up here. I feel weird going with the top one, but so we're at an area of resistance technically. Money flow though, looking good. Not in the green yet, but it is headed up that way. What else have we got? I am not. I mean, there's some bearish divergent right here on this one, which could be for a pullback. Or she could be going to go parabolic, just ignore it. There's none from this point to that point though, so that's interesting. Just from here to there, so there could be a pullback technically. Probably to the 9-moving average, about 1.83. That could happen. Or even to the 167 area. It's possible. But we're right above the 9-moving average and we've not broken trends, so she looks like she could be setting up to go parabolic, is what I'm saying. With money flow coming up like that, and we've seen this a lot with a lot of the rides and wedges. If it went parabolic, that would be amazing. Of course, we would just be jumping right up here 281 or higher. Let's get a 127 fib here. Might as well get a 141 too. So 360 and 336 could be targets, longer term targets on that. But here's the thing. If it gets a parabolic move and comes up, okay, it could get rejected up here at 283. So we want to keep that in mind, this area. And we could get rejected and just kind of either go halfway or even come all the way back to the channel. That's the scenario that we're looking at. Or if we get above it, and eventually at some point it will, well then we got to take the measure move for the whole channel here. So a breakout out of this channel puts 446 as a good target. I mean, for a longer term look at it. Like if this is a long-term play for you. And of course that's a little over 2x from now, but I mean, it's got potential to go a lot more with the tokenomics. And if it's a good project, and it looked very interesting, so I'm going to take a deeper look at that on the fundamentals and stuff, but technicals, I mean, they look promising. So interesting predicament. I mean, normally we should break to the downside. That's just how it should happen out of this pattern. It should break down and come back down to 150 somewhere there, or maybe back down to 117 in range. That's what should normally happen with this. But with what's going on with Total 3, with money coming into altcoins, and the breakouts that we've been seeing with these rising wedges, it's got a chance to break out parabolically, come up to 281, and then possibly find its rejection there. Maybe come back and we'll have to see where we can. Well, we can forecast it. If it does that, we'll be looking. We would want to see it come back to 218 for a stronger move up, but it could come back down as low as 178 somewhere through there. Have to tackle that if we get in that situation. It's no reason to start worrying about it now, but it's got a chance. It's got a chance to just really pop up there. And if we ever do get above here, and then we're headed to $4. So interesting. I like that. Thank you, man, for bringing that one up for me. I want to take a deeper look at it because I've not heard about it, but we know things are heading this direction. And I've seen some plays that were kind of questionable, things that would work for like timeshares and things like that. But I think like Tenet, I think that's the one I've seen. But this one looks very interesting, especially if it's tied with Dubai. It piques my interest. All right, guys, I've been on here for 2 hours now. Wow, and it just seems like 30 minutes to me, really. But it is now 1 o'clock my time in the morning, in Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, it's time for me to go to bed with, or time for me to go to bed in general. What's this? There's another scenario right. Oh man, does that give us confluence or what? We just looked at one where we were in the same situation where price was down here. And I said, man, we're in a pattern like this, and what happens is that it doesn't seem like it, but we can just go right up and touch it. We just got confluence that we may be looking at that on this. So if she goes parabolic from this, after disconnecting that trend line and seeing this megaphone pattern, it's got a shot to hit 443. May not see the sideways chop. May not see that. Just throwing that out there. All right, good night, everybody. Trade safely, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Pay yourself at some point on the charts, but just don't ride a roller coaster up and down. But we'll be keeping up with things and trying to find some good suggested places to take some profits and some places to get back in on things. We'll just ride this and starting to see the money coming in and seeing the bags pop. And guys, you deserve it. Pat yourself on the back for being here at the right time, doing the right things, because now you're starting to get the rewards. And don't it feel good? Don't it feel like this crypto thing might actually turn into something? Good night, everybody. God bless you all. Remember, God loves you. God will guide you right.
you like what you see. Well then, please subscribe, eh? And if you like what I do, then smash that like button too.